Good morning everyone. In this video I'm going to be analysing the live price action for EU and DXY to see what opportunities we may have for today. You're going to see my strategy and my analysis, so if you're interested in those then please stick around. Right, so we're going to start off here on the daily as usual. We have EU on the top, DXY on the bottom. So what's the daily showing us? Well, if you've watched my past videos you know I've been bullish for, well, probably a couple of weeks now. Not just because of the daily. I'm going to be dropping a video on the weekend, right, about how I've structured my bias, so stay tuned for that if you're interested. So in terms of this daily chart, right, I believe of course that bullish bias continues. Like I said, we broke market structure around this point here, right, after taking this external sell side liquidity. We made that high, higher low, and now we look like we're going on to make another higher high, right? So what price has been doing in this leg here, this bullish leg, we had this inverse fair value gap, right? So we created a bearish fair value gap, passed through it, then came back and used it as support, rejecting it, right? Made that high, right? So this range here is also will be an internal bullish range. And then now what happened, of course, we've met this say order block area here, pulled back again now, right, to another POI to gain that momentum. So we pulled back to, I think, close to a discount. Maybe it was just around the equilibrium point. So if I use this here, right, so equilibrium around this zone here. So we pulled back just about to equilibrium, mitigated this daily order block here, right? We had a fair value gap, didn't really respect it, but I've left that on there as well, right, because that is in premium. Okay, but we could have still respected it, but price wanted to go lower, more to a discount to this order block here. Rejected that order block, and as we can see yesterday, we had this massive bullish engulfing candle here, right, for price to continue bullish. So what am I looking for today? Well, I don't think we've met our bullish targets yet, right? We have this target here, ultimately, as the daily draw on price, I believe, right, for this high, because once price pulled back, that external high here becomes the target in our bullish scenario, right? So we also have this bullish leg here, we pulled back, so that previous weekly high becomes our bullish target for this leg as well. So you'll notice on DXY, of course, we've had some SMT or SMC divergence, whichever one you call it, and we've already taken out that previous weekly low. But I do expect for us to continue bullish at some point, whether it's today or not. So because it's a Friday and we didn't meet our target, we stopped just short. I do expect us to meet it. There is a lot of news, okay, so it wouldn't surprise me if we smash through both these targets at some point today just from the news. But in terms of today's analysis, again, we've left behind another possible inverted fair value gap just here. We had a bearish move left behind, a bearish imbalance fair value gap. Yesterday we just passed through it like it wasn't there. We may, if we don't meet these targets, or even if we do, right, say we take this buy side liquidity, that could be our next zone here now to look for longs from, to continue with that long bias, right? So today if we don't take out this high and this high, perhaps we'll just pull back down to this point here. I do see both, but I am bullish. I'm definitely looking for bullish opportunities, but I think the best bullish opportunities will come from here possibly, but we'll see what the 4 hour, 1 hour structures show for us, right? So if we do get a pullback, we can trade that pullback, right, because we've got that divergence as well. Okay, so it may indicate that price is going to have that pullback, or we're going to find longs at some point to go and take out these buy side liquidity highs. So I'm bullish and aware there may be some sort of temporary bearish pullbacks going on there. So let's go down to the 4 hour. Let's see what that looks like for us. So as you can see, during this pullback phase, we created a nice corrective trend line highs here, which is why price found it so easy yesterday, once it did get going, to just take out these buy side liquidity highs nearly all the way to the previous weekly high target, right? You can see where it struggled a little bit around these POIs here, and then ultimately just threaded through all of these other highs. So we had what I identified as our bullish 4 hour leg here. We came back down to a discount. Of course there's a 4 hour order block, but ultimately the daily order block as well, as we saw on the higher time frame, and price reacted bullish from there. Again, below price here, right, we do have a 4-hour imbalance, and it also overlaps with the daily inverted fair value gap. So of course that pullback there is possible. It could be after we take these highs. We're so close now, right? So we might not see much of a pullback. We'll see. So within this new bullish leg here, right, especially on the hourly where we will be closing above highs here, this may be a good area to look for those longs if we come back down to it, right? So overlapping POI here with the daily inverted fair value gap. What we can expect, of course, if we take out this previous weekly high, and especially this external buy side liquidity high here from the daily, we can definitely still trade pullbacks, right? We can definitely still go short if price breaks down from these areas. I'll be looking out for shorts if we take out enough buy side liquidity, or if price does break down from this zone here. If we sweep maybe these internal highs and break down, I'll be looking to take trades into this imbalance zone here, which may be attracting price, right? So that's my bias, right? That's what I'll be looking for. I think it's the same on the 4-hour. We're so close to this buy side liquidity. We'll be looking for our longs because of our overall daily bias. But there's definitely still opportunities to go short if we do take out buy side liquidity. So let's go down to the hourly. Let's see what that shows us for our day trading picture. Alright, so as I was saying, on the 4-hour, we may find some support somewhere nearby. We've made this lovely range in the evening yesterday and into, of course, the Asia session. We may have taken previous daily high, but because that was during our dead time, right, it was only at 6 p.m. New York. I don't really see this as a significant sweep to go short just yet. I would like, if price is going to come and just run these highs up here again, most likely, okay, or even of course this previous weekly high, which would be the target for this internal leg here. So in terms of the 1 hour, this is a bullish leg here. I would not hold it against anyone to use this low to this high as that bullish leg. I've chosen to go with this low here, and I'll explain that price action. Alright, because once price bottomed out at this low and we made this high, low, these will be more clear on the EM15, right? High, low again. You can see we mitigated the 1 hour order block here and continued going bullish. Right, so price was just mitigating in a tight range, probably because of the POIs to the left here. Right, we had a bearish leg, we were within that order block there, so we had a bit of a tight squeeze on price. Eventually broke out, came and retested, and then it expanded. I'm just using this expansion point where we came down and mitigated this low here to this high. So if I look into this dealing range, this range here, right, we have our premium and discount. We have a premium POI here, right, which because of the way price is moving with this trend, it could just mitigate this some more and continue bullish to the targets. I wouldn't be too surprised. But the most high probable areas is obviously for it to come back down to a discount. So if we look there, what do we have? Of course, there's going to be our 4 hour imbalance here as well, because it overlaps with that daily inverted fair value gap, which is great. And also within that, we have a 1 hour imbalance as well, with order block here as well. But either way, I think these imbalances are nice the way they overlap, right? And it's around that 0.46 area as well, which is cool, nice whole number. So if price pulls back to here for the future or today, maybe news will push it down here quickly, and then we can look for longs from this zone here, right, once it holds and the lower time frame starts to move higher. So I do like this range here. I do like these overlapping POIs from the daily down to now the 1 hour. As I said, we may get opportunities to go short if we were to sweep these highs and break down internally, at least even until this zone here. But we'd also look out for if price mitigates this and continues going higher, but this could be a false move, but we'll see. Right, it is in a premium, but we are on a good trend. So I hope that was clear. I hope I haven't said too much, but very high probability longs from here in my opinion, right? And just looking out for possible cheeky shorts maybe to the downside if price wants to mitigate these zones first, okay? But price can quite easily just continue going bullish, so you don't want to get caught out without having some clear POIs on your side or good source of buy side liquidity, okay? All of these weak highs here are due to be taken out, and they're weak because this high didn't sweep this high before breaking down, Okay, so it's just buy side liquidity pulls. So that's why I want to see a sweep above here, right, to give that momentum to come down to these zones here. So in saying that, let's go down to the M15. Let's see what a trade may look like for today. Of course, we had big moves yesterday, but I am looking for London to do a typical maybe sell model, right, where it would come up, sweep those Asia highs and those highs from the New York evening session, okay, get these highs and then break down. I'm just going to draw this out on the M15, of course. Break down, break below this swing low here, or if we create another one, and then pull us back to our order block, right, where it swept liquidity, left an imbalance, broke structure, to then trade down towards a discount, towards these POIs that could draw price. Okay, so I'll just quickly draw this one out. Okay, we've got that order block there with imbalance. We've got the sweep of buy side liquidity up here. We've got possible inducement from a corrective pullback. Entry just above daily open, which would be nice too. Break of structure around here, right, or market shift, what you want to call it. And then we can set an order, something like this, to go down to this zone here, just for safety. Right, I would say, or you could take partials here and leave some runners on to this area here. Right, so this is definitely something that's possible, right, especially if we get a typical London sweep and breakdown, right. Also, this can happen from higher up in price, of course, because we have buy side liquidity targets up here, so maybe you'll see something like that today. And then, as I mentioned, the high probability longs that could come into the market from here, right. I won't go too into detail with this one because it's the exact same as what I just drew out, but these are definitely the high probability longs that I would prefer to see. We may see in the future, of course, once price holds out on this extremely good confluence area with all of the high time frame confluences on side and with our trend, and then from here you can target any high you want, taking partials along the way. So I hope that was clear. Hope you enjoyed that and got value. Any questions, let me know in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.